Okay, so I really do like where this energy is going. I still, like, there's things I don't understand about this. Like, uh, I'm gonna have to figure out the garage rental spots and the vehicle that sits in there. And I still have yet to figure that out. But what I know for sure is that your temporary networking points is actually the art that you make. And that includes the beat and the art that goes with it. And I'm tempted to say that's where you're supposed to spend your time, because then when you go live, the live is just for people to come hang out with you after they see your art. It's for nothing else. Like if you do like nakshatra cards and you share them, that's great, but um that's great, but you're not gonna have any community without art. Now the good thing about the art being an important factor here is you could really take a lazy route here, and that is that you can actually, you don't even have to play games. You could just watch games being played, and then you can take the art from there, the shots from the games. It'll be better than taking the shots from real movies. I mean, you can go from movies too, but if we're gonna do 3D art, you may as well take the shots from other 3D arts. There's more than enough games to use to basically farm for shots. And when I say shots, we're obviously talking about camera angles, and yeah, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about shots. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Okay, so like I say, I think the basement is one set of music, and I think it's my more favorite type of music and art that I'm gonna make, which is gonna be the drums, which is what I should be doing right now. And then you have Blender. And then really truly your challenge here is just knowing, having a really good, already well thought out method for containing the basically containing your 3D objects, right? So it's almost like before you start making some art, you just need to just go on a website. You need to go on Tumblr, find you a picture, and then you need to try to make something similar to the Tumblr picture you found. I really think that's what it comes down to. It comes down to Tumblr and Blender object hunting and storage. Now that's not super easy, because when you're Blender object hunting, you're gonna have to download them on one computer and test them out on another computer. And that's gonna be a whole process, because I mean, unless you take the battery out the Win 4 and do it that way, which is a great option if you can get that working, that'll be a great option. It's a little jacked up, but it will work for sure. It definitely will work. So that's a good way to do it. So yeah, that will get you building community on TikTok and online in general. And then when you build that community, you can actually take that community onto Fortnite and hang out with people in Fortnite, which is also great people to hang out with. I think it's fantastic people to hang out with, bro. I think Fortnite people are funny as hell, bro. Okay, we do got more notes here, but I don't know if I need to put them because this is pretty good. I mean, if you want to go into the notes, we can. So art is the temporary portal, and your live is the hangout. Yeah, I think that's the gist here. That's definitely the gist here. The reason you get bottlenecked is just because I be having a hard time with this Tumblr and Blender thing. If I could figure this out better, I wouldn't be doing so bad, man. If I could figure out this Tumblr and Blender thing, I would be doing pretty good. So what else we got here? I do need to buy a Win 4 dock and remove the battery from the Win 4 before it destroys the rest of the Win 4. But even if it did destroy, I just don't want the battery to get stuck. But yeah, the good news is the Win 4, even in docked mode, could run in a car with the Artist 13. I mean, I think that'll work regardless. Especially, you just have to get a 140 watt charger. I think the storage unit and van setup can work with tent and canopy. I do as well. I think tent and canopy is the most underrated part of this. All right, then we got drums and guitar and blender and Resolume. Okay, I think these are all great. I think the cargo trailer can be stored on the east side garage once the van is fixed. Hey, honestly, I do too, but you're gonna need help pushing and pulling that thing out of storage. And I don't think that's gonna be easy, but once you do, man, you're gonna have a cargo trailer in the east side, bro. Bro, you may as well literally just store a cargo trailer in the east side garage. I mean, eventually, once the van is fixed, I think you're just gonna keep a cargo trailer in there that you can pull out. I think that's gonna work. You might even be able to pull it yourself. I truly think that's a great idea. That's probably one of the best ideas of my life, actually. You just keep the garage and you put a cargo trailer in there. Okay. You have to partner. Okay, no, we're not gonna talk about that. Yeah, this is funny. Socializing with a sexless agenda is pretty powerful. Yeah, true. Yeah, socializing with a sexless agenda is great. These are all things to do with money. Like, so I'm not going to talk about all these dating with money strategies. You might be able to sample on the phone with the H8 and the garage laptop. You can even do astrology in there. You could definitely do astrology in the garage van. I actually highly recommend it, bro. Dude, you're playing with house money, bro. Once you buy a cargo trailer and get it on the east side, in a way where you can push and pull it in and out of the garage and attach it to the van, bro, you're playing with house money at that point. That's gonna be a great place to be, bro. That's gonna be a great place to be. That's just for Milwaukee, Chicago, Madison, Appleton, any place that you could drive with the Sienna. You just attach the cargo trailer because the Sienna already has enough space. But when you attach the cargo trailer, you end up with air conditioned space to work as well as the Sienna space. And then you got something going here, man. You got like a whole new version of reality here going for you. But you could do astrology in the van, in the garage. There totally must be a way to do this in a warmer place without my own land. But the own land would be unreal to the max and maybe slightly unrealistic. See, the thing about your own land is you're going to want to build like a fitness center. You know what I mean? You're going to want to have a gym out there. That's like going to be the main point of it. And then you're just going to sleep in the van when you're done with the gym. Personally, that's what I want to do with some land. Have a little kitchen for sure. Maybe a kitchen with an island and a big old gym in the middle of Arizona, you know, by the national forest. You will need your land and a garage in a nearby city to drive in between. So that's like driving to Phoenix for whatever you need to be in a city for. And there's YouTubers that give you tips on how to do this. Okay. Your productivity requires easy bathroom runs and sleep and shower. Just add food. Okay. Ain't nothing too bad about that. The garage van is kind of nice with just music and LED lights, but it will be cold soon. So you'll have to store your electronics and you need the tire swap. White switch with headphones will be just fine. Okay, so this is just us playing video games in the garage. So you need to find things that extend your time outside. Because once that white car goes, bro, you could work as long as you want out there. But you need to find things that extend your time out there. We already put the coffee in the basement. I think that's better because if the coffee's in the basement, then you're not in a rush to drink coffee because that coffee pot in the kitchen rushes you to drink coffee early in the day. But anyways, let's just do a synopsis of this whole video here because this is a great video, but there's extra and then there's the main topic. So the main topic here basically is that Transparency Interactive is essentially a philosophy, and it is a temporary portal where you attract new people into your reality. And you're going to want it to be music and 3D art, some sort of visual technological art. Okay. And this is basically what I want to do as a kid. I mean, I already had the vision. I just thought I was making video games, when you're actually making a spin-off of video games, which is just going to be 3D art with virtual third space. And the 3D art is going to market people into the virtual third space. Okay. Now how you do this? So I got drums and guitar with Blender and Resolume. It's pretty good. From there, you got socializing with a sexless agenda is going to be the most powerful thing you do. Your productivity requires easy bathroom runs and sleep and shower. You just need to add food. So basically, the way I see this working is so strange, man. It's actually so strange. So basically, while the sun is up, basically, I think that what I'm doing while the sun is up, basically, I'm exercising and staying real close to bathrooms so I could poop a lot. Basically, you might even code during the day. I promise you this is like gonna be mostly what works. The last thing I want to say is, if you're at your grandma's house, you do need to be in the house working on the drums and the blender. You have to. So then at night, what you need to be doing, you need to be pretty much fasted, so you don't really need to eat, so that you could be more productive out in the garage at night. Because at night, after the white car leaves, you have all that time and freedom. But the blinds need to be closed, bruh, because what you're gonna need to do, bruh, and this is genius too right here, bro. What you're gonna end up doing is you're just gonna pee outside, bro. You're just gonna pee outside overnight, and you're gonna go live overnight in the garage. That's what you're gonna do. But I already said that when I lived in my apartment. I actually already said all this. So the next thing you need to figure out is your eating routines. So we do have an eating routine. So I think the first thing to eat in the morning is a tuna bagel for breakfast. I think that's great. After that, you need to bake your granola, put it in the freezer for later. And then you could even, it's up to you to figure out when to make them nachos. But them nachos are great, bro. It's going to have you super filled. Like, you're going to be so filled that you won't be eating PB&J because you're already so full. We also got Greek salads. Those are like really low on the totem pole here, but yeah, that's what we got here.